Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors want to be champions now and are willing to build a great team and a star who already has a perfect fit with Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, who also has the ability to make Stephen Curry's job easier and also help Draymond Green on defense. Bam Adebayo would be the perfect signing for the Warriors to regain their NBA dynasty. The suggested trade is for the Warriors to acquire Bam Adebayo. It will be necessary to send 3 players to the Miami Heat. The Golden State Warriors need a big man. Recent Warriors rumors have linked the Miami Heat to the Warriors as a possible Jonathan Kuminga trade destination. With the Heat missing out on trading for Kevin Durant, they may now be pivoting to a different strategy. This crazy trade idea links the Kuminga sign and trade rumors with the idea that the Heat may want to change directions. Suggested this crazy Warriors Heat trade to land the team a star center for the future. Warriors trade, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Buddy Hield. Miami Heat trade, Bam Adebayo. This trade likely won't happen. The Heat have not indicated that they want to blow things up. Despite their reported interest in Kuminga, this doesn't mean they will trade their best player for him and a couple of role players. The only way this trade could actually go down is if the Heat decided they wanted to rebuild, and the Warriors added a boatload of draft picks into the equation. If those two things happened, this trade would be incredible for the Warriors. Bam Adebayo is the perfect starting center for their future. He is a defensive beast who can also create his own offense, screen, and play high IQ basketball. He and Draymond Green leading the defense would be formidable. The last time Bam and Jimmy Butler were together, they helped lead an undermanned team to an NBA championship. Just imagine what they could do with Stephen Curry in the equation as well. Warriors could steal high-upside international player in NBA draft. This could be the best value in the draft. As the Golden State Warriors enter the 2025 NBA draft, their front office must do their utmost to maximize the value of their 41st overall pick in order to bring a player in who can make an impact on the roster. While this upcoming draft is a relatively shallow one given the multitude of players who return to college to cash in on nil deals, the Warriors could have the opportunity to draft international forward Bogoljub Markovic, a move that could have major ramifications moving forward. Markovic, 19, is a 6 feet 11 inches, 195-pound stretch forward who, playing in the Adriatic League, has shown major promise as a future NBA player. However, uncertainties in his draft stock could lead to a fall to the second round, enabling Golden State to steal the high-upside player in the draft. Bogoljub Markovic could fall just far enough for the Warriors. Markovic, through 32 games with Serbian team KK Megabasket this season, averaged 13.9 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 2.6 assists on 29.2 minutes per game. According to Kevin O'Connor, Yahoo Sports NBA analyst, Markovic is a modern stretch forward who also offers skill as a passer and post scorer. Markovic, in addition to his creative package in the post, shot 38.8% from three-point range last season, and his high release projects well to transfer to the NBA level. At the start of the draft cycle, many outlets and analysts were bullish on the young prospect, projecting him with a first-round grade. However, there are concerns with his thin frame and lack of a tight ball-handling ability that have caused a slide in his draft stock, and, as the draft approaches, Markovic is now projected to be available in the early second round. Like many young, international players, whichever team that drafts Markovic will be taking a swing on his upside, and the Warriors could now have the opportunity to do so. In ESPN's recent mock draft, they have Markovic being taken at 40th overall by the Washington Wizards, placing him firmly in Golden State's draft range. The Warriors have a stated need for a playmaking forward this offseason, and, although Markovic does not necessarily fit the mold of the wing they are likely searching for, his passing abilities in the short pick-and-roll and in the post could certainly translate to the NBA level. Moreover, were Golden State to move on from Jonathan Kuminga this offseason, a roster spot would become available at the 4, making Markovic perhaps the biggest steal of the draft for the franchise. 6 center options Warriors should consider in NBA offseason search for size. Now that summer is upon us, the smart money is betting Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy and his front office lieutenants will cook up something to add a dash of curiosity to training camp. Consider the history. Dunleavy turned Jordan Poole into Chris Paul in the summer of 2023, and then basically flipped Klay Thompson for Buddy Hield last summer. That Dunleavy broke character at the 2025 trade deadline, making a seismic move to acquire Jimmy Butler III, raises the stakes this summer. There's a lot of different ways we can go, Dunleavy said Monday. We've got some free agents that are priorities. We've got to handle that. But some of that stuff may lead into trades and other things. The smart money also says Dunleavy will go big. Big names are a long shot, but big men are now essential to compete at the upper levels of the Western Conference. And then there is the free agent market, which Dunleavy says is the most likely route to a plug-and-play veteran in accordance with a core, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green and Butler, that will average 36.3 years of age when camp opens in September. And remember, the Warriors have 4 first-round picks next summer to offer in trade. Here are 6 players, 4 potentially available vets and 2 in the draft, that are worthy of Golden State's consideration. Clint Capella, free agent at age 31, the 6'10" native of Switzerland has lost some of his bounce but remains a lob threat and one of the strongest rebounders in the league. The Warriors value Kevin Looney, but Capella is appreciably more athletic. He made $20.6 million last season with the Hawks, but likely understands he'll earn less at his next stop. How much of a pay cut would he accept? Daniel Gafford, trade candidate. He's 26, a legit 6'10", averaged 2 blocks per game over the past 3 seasons and is offensively efficient in the paint. As one of 4 big men under contract in Dallas, along with Anthony Davis, Derek Lively II and Dwight Powell, there is a chance he moves. Rampant speculation has him landing with the Lakers. That would be a missed opportunity for the Warriors. Having reportedly agreed to a 3-year extension worth $39 million over the weekend, he's a good value. Brook Lopez, free agent at 7'1", 280 pounds, he is an imposing paint presence on defense and an elite stretch 5 on offense. With the Bucks losing Damian Lillard to a torn Achilles tendon, they likely will engage in roster reshuffling. Lopez, 37, is older than Butler and Green but 17 days younger than Curry, so that is cause for a bit of caution. He made $25 million last season. Would he accept a huge cut to finish his career in his home state? Ben Simmons, free agent. He might be the league's worst finisher at the rim. Just awful. But hear me out. He's 6'10", 240 pounds, still has some of his once stunning athleticism and remains a strong, switchable defender. He entered the NBA in 2016 as a point guard but has transitioned to center, finishing last season as a backup to Ivica Zubac with the Clippers. If Simmons aches for a redemption season, he could be a good value. Others. Miles Turner and Naz Reid are too costly and likely to re-sign with their current teams. Al Horford is interesting, but he loves Boston and, at age 39, probably will finish his career there. When scanning the middle tier and lower, the Warriors would be wise to remember the failed Willie Cauley-Stein experiment. In the draft. Quality size is available in every draft, often in the second round, where the Warriors are holding the 41st overall pick. Consider a few big men selected in the second round and making an impact: Nikola Jokic, number 41, 2014, Zubac, number 32 in 2016, Isaiah Hartenstein, number 43, 2017, Nick Claxton, number 31, 2019, and Gafford, number 38, 2019. Yannick Conan Niederhauser, Penn State, a 2-year starter, first at Northern Illinois and then as a junior with the Nittany Lions. The Switzerland native is a shade under 7 feet with plus athleticism who led the Big Ten in blocks in each of the last 2 seasons. He's 22 and still developing, but might be able to earn minutes as a change-up pace rim runner and rim protector. Amari Williams, Kentucky, a 3-year starter, the first 2 at Drexel before finishing at Kentucky last season, who is not much of a shooter but brings something to both ends of the floor. At 6'11", 260 pounds, he's a good athlete whose impressive feel for the game is something the Warriors value. At age 23, he doesn't project as a future All-Star, but possesses enough desirable qualities to have a solid NBA career. Warriors announce good news on off-season injuries. It's June and the NBA season is officially over. While that's a good time to head to a beach or an island for many players, for others, it's more than a little worse. It's time to get off-season surgery to heal up some of the problematic physical areas that cropped up in the past year. For the Warriors, there were two such players. Last month, guard Moses Moody had surgery to repair a UCL injury in his right thumb. Fellow young guard Brandon Podziemski was in the same boat. He had two surgeries, one to repair a core injury and one to fix a wrist injury. You'd always rather not have a surgery, of course, but the expectation was that both would be back in time for training camp in the fall. Meeting with the media this week ahead of the NBA draft, General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. provided an update on the two players' recoveries. "Those guys had successful procedures, and nothing major, which is good," he said. "And they'll be able to get back and definitely be ready by training camp and even have a good portion of their summer for a player development program and all that. They're doing well, and hopefully those are things, get knocked out, put it behind you and move on." Moody played 74 games last year and averaged a career-high 9.8 points while making 37.4% of his three-pointers, also a career high. The 22-year-old Podziemski also averaged a career high with 11.7 points, adding 5.1 rebounds and 3.4 assists as he worked his way into the starting five, for 33 games. He posted averages of 11.3 points, 5.0 rebounds, and 3.1 assists in 12 playoff games this year, including 11 starts. Dunleavy, whose Warriors have the number 41 pick in this week's NBA draft, addressed the overall approach to the roster, which is in for some tinkering but might not get a major overhaul, outside of a potential big man acquisition. "We're going through the stuff right now, looking at things, and come Thursday night, we'll be ready to select if that's where we're at," he said. "We'll obviously look at other options, trades, trade up, trade back, trade out. Anything's possible. But feel pretty good with where we're at, getting to know the draft pretty well, and hopefully we can grab ourselves another good player and move forward, grow them, develop them, and add them to the program." Kevin Durant had a chance to return to Warriors. One factor changed everything. Kevin Durant blocked Warriors' return over lingering Steve Kerr tension. In a dramatic twist that could have rewritten NBA history once again, Kevin Durant had a real opportunity to return to the Golden State Warriors at the 2025 trade deadline. But one key figure reportedly changed everything: Warriors head coach Steve Kerr. According to The Ringer's Logan Murdoch, Durant's reluctance to reunite with the franchise where he won 2 championships had less to do with Draymond Green, often blamed for the original breakup, and more to do with long-standing tensions with Kerr. Durant's exit from the Bay Area arguably had more to do with his issues with Steve Kerr than any shouting match with Green. Durant repeatedly complained both publicly and privately about Kerr's offensive principles during his final season with the Warriors, and he continued to do so even after he left for Brooklyn. The two have since reconciled, but league sources identify Kerr as among the reasons Durant opted not to return to Golden State at the trade deadline. That bombshell detail sheds new light on why a blockbuster 3-team trade involving the Suns, Warriors, and Heat, one that would have sent Jimmy Butler to Phoenix and Durant back to the Bay, ultimately collapsed. All teams were reportedly on board. Golden State was ready to welcome Durant back. Phoenix would have received a grittier, win-now piece in Butler. And Miami would have pivoted to retool its aging core. The logistics were aligned. The timing was right. But Durant said no. It wasn't the roster that scared him off. Golden State still had Stephen Curry and a retooled core ready for another run. It wasn't the city. Durant has always expressed admiration for the Bay Area. It wasn't Draymond. The two had long moved past their infamous 2018 spat. It was philosophical. Durant, sources say, never fully bought into Kerr's read-and-react defensive system, which emphasizes ball movement and equal opportunity scoring, a contrast to Durant's preference for direct isolation and mismatch exploitation. When he first arrived in the Golden State in 2016, Durant fit like a glove because of his unmatched talent. But the deeper into the system he got, the more restricted he reportedly felt. Even as he racked up 2 Finals MVPs and 3 Finals appearances, KD often hinted, sometimes subtly, sometimes publicly, that the style didn't showcase his full skill set. That frustration boiled over during his final season, leading to a quieter tension with Kerr that most didn't see at the time. Though the two reportedly reconciled after Durant left for Brooklyn, league insiders say the scars remained deep enough that he couldn't envision another stint under Kerr's command. Instead, Durant blocked the trade, effectively sending the Suns and Warriors scrambling. The Warriors pivoted and landed Jimmy Butler instead, while the Suns eventually traded Durant to the Houston Rockets in a stunning offseason deal. Now, the Warriors move forward with Butler alongside Curry. Durant, meanwhile, is set to begin a new chapter in Houston, still elite, still dangerous, but still, perhaps, a man searching for a basketball home that fits.